doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L Podcast.
3, 2, 1. Rockin' and rolling. None other than the legendary Curtis Lamar is back in the building. You brought your boy with you too, man. You want to introduce yourself to everybody real quick?
Yes. I go by the name of 50Barz, nightlife extraordinaire. Let's get it.
Curtis, man, you're a legend, bro.
Listen.
Because you know what? Look, you took something from the bottom where it was nothing, where it was non-existent, to becoming one of the most headlined events of the year for Detroit and for Michigan too, and for people flying in to be a part of this event. I've been to multiple Backwoods and Bonfires shows, as well as other shows that you guys promote, and it's always phenomenal. It's safe. It's fun. The energy is vibrant. It's beautiful. People have a great time, and they always come back the next year because of the fact that it's always the same thing every year as far as exceptional entertainment value. I'm sure the whole world, and especially the community of people that are involved in the hip-hop festivals, look at you as like a top-tier promoter and event hostess. And Backwoods and Bonfires has gotten to the point where you can say it's like Detroit Summer Jams, right?
Yeah.
And you created that.
Really?
Man.
Appreciate that, man.
Man, talk about how are you feeling right now? Everybody wants access to you. Everybody wants access to the event. And headliners are top-tier headliners that are, taking the opportunity to be at your venue to promote themselves, but also to give a hell of a fucking show. Break it down for us, man. Break it down how you got to this point.
First and foremost, I need you to do the voiceover for Backwoods and Bonfires. Like, at some point, we got to figure out how to sit you down and have all the recaps going through, and you say what you just said. Like, wow, that was amazing.
But it's all facts, though.
That makes me feel amazing, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Where do I start? Backwoods and Bonfires is by the people, for the people. And before we get into the history of Backwoods and Bonfires, it's really just that, man. We created it with the up-and-coming artists. We have almost 100 plus upcoming artists across 4 stages perform here. We have the up-and-coming inside of the, what you call it, mainstream performing, and then we have the headliners who are headlining the show. But it's just every walk of life, it's every economic status that gets to perform here. And what the great part about it is, our clientele and our festival goers come here and actually have a great time. While it's just up and coming artists you never heard of, you never heard their music before. It's just all good vibes. It's like, we call it like the Disney world of R&B and hip hop and some EDM and some dub. It's just a lot of cultures that's involved with it. And not only that, it's not just about our artists, it's about our local vendors, people who are trying to make a name for their businesses, whether it be food, soaps, all types of things. Smoking, you know what I mean? We don't talk too much about the smoking because there's no smoking that happened there. But
my bad.
but we will be passing out Backwoods. Shout out to Backwoods. But but real talk is it's really about the just bringing all the cultures, bringing out all the people and giving people a chance. A lot of these major festivals just don't have that opportunity or give the opportunity to the locals to like really bring. You got to have a food truck that you paid $100,000 for at a lot of these festivals. We're bringing people out that just beginning, like Bees Buzzing just bought her food truck and she's able to park it at Backwoods and Bonfires for different things like that. So yeah, I know that was a lot in a nutshell, but it's literally just it's a melting pot of people at this festival having a great time, where people say it wouldn't be safe in Detroit to have so many different types of people in one space. And for 9 years straight, we have had an amazing time and created an amazing culture for people to come in and be themselves. So
Absolutely, man. And even to the point where now one of the biggest forefronts in Detroit rap and hip hop, Icewear Vezo, is now a part of Backwoods and Bonfires. He said that he came on our show last week and he basically said that you guys had paid him to do a show one time and he didn't know what to expect. And then when he got there, he felt the culture, he felt the community, he felt the vibe. He watched how things were organized to the point where he's like, yo, I need to be a part of this. Mm-hmm. Talk about the addition of Icewear Vezo.
You want to tap in on that?
Sure.
We are super excited for the addition of Vezo, man. like you said, he's like a pioneer, like the Detroit sound in our culture. And like when you look at him and you see how he carry himself and move business wise and everything, I really feels like it like embodies the hustle that people expect out of Detroiters. You know what I'm saying? So we were super excited to add bro to the team. Got a chance to build with him and like understand where he was coming from, and we realized that a lot of what we both wanted to get out of this aligned with each other, which is really putting Detroit on and putting other artists on from Detroit in a major way, from like you said, artists, influencers, local business owners. And we are working hard to create a platform to be able to share with everybody, and he came along and definitely gonna help us elevate it to take it to even bigger levels. So shout out to Vezo, man. That's great.
And I want to say something, just to maybe 50 might kick me for saying it, about Backwoods and Bonfires. We don't make money off Backwoods and Bonfires, and people will look at that and think that, oh yeah, they're making millions and da da da. We don't really make any money off of Backwoods and Bonfires itself, and that's one of the things that aligned us with Vezo, because we seen the future. When you start off a festival, it takes, especially at our level, it takes 12 years. You know what I'm saying? A very long time till you can start really seeing profit. But it's that value that we bring and that we see when we actually do this festival is why we do it. And Vezo was one of the first people to say, hey, look, we're going to make this festival, super profitable. But he's seen what it could be. And he understood that, we are a startup. It's definitely a startup. We just really start being able to do the festival the right way with the city and going to the city council and the mayor's office and making sure everything was right. So now we got that all figured out. Now we're starting to look into that space. But like real talk, we don't make money off Backwoods and Bonfires. We do this for what it does to the culture, what it does to help our brands and help our businesses. And Vezo was one person who's seen that. Like he understood it. He does events and he understands the event situation and how it doesn't always make money in the beginning. But yeah, that's one of the big pieces that we were excited to have him on board, because he can bring that value. He can also bring that value to the community, give back, and have a positive event where people can just, like I said earlier, be their self and have a good time, right? So,
absolutely, yeah. Because you got to think of the reinvestment aspects of it. Every year, you might have the craziest show that costs tons and tons of money to run, and then it's like, what are you doing with that money? You put it into the next year's show, and then you build it and you build it and you build it. Would it be misstepping to say that Vezo is like an absolute perfect cosign for the event, as far as, even though he's a part of it, it's not just a cosign, but to say like we have one of Detroit's biggest public figures that's a part of this now, does that in your eyes grab a whole demographic of people that might not have been aboard with what it was or unaware of it, what it was, and now they have awareness? Or do you think everybody in Detroit knew what Backwoods and Bonfires already was, and that it's not going to change too much of who's going to attend it or how much people support it?
I'm going to let you talk about this one too, but let me say this real quick. I think it was the best cosign that we could have received by far. Not only a cosign from, the inner city culture, but to put a light on the festival nationally.
Yes.
Because Vezo is a nationally known artist, and he has a lot of amazing features. He does a lot of amazing things throughout the world, right? So I don't think it could have been a better cosign, a better partner to partner with, Backwoods and Bonfires at the time where we at right now. We're at that brink of not being a startup anymore, right? So now we just added that extra piece, and I truly feel like he was probably the best cosign that we could have got. But yeah, I'm gonna let you talk on that too. Yeah,
it was organic, right? That's the part about it. Like, just to give like a little background, like Vezo has organically popped up at a lot of events that I've done and been a part of, and stuff that we've done, and popped up and performed off the fact that he got good vibes and it attracted him. We did a a festival called Henny and Hamburgers.
Yes.
And he wasn't on the bill. We hadn't necessarily contacted him. His people contacted us, said that he wanted to come, and he came and he performed because he felt the energy. And this was a situation he didn't all the way know what it was, who was doing it. It's just like, good events attract good people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? When I was doing stuff, college events, Wayne State Icebreaker at one point at Club Blue downtown Detroit, he popped up and performed for the college students, so just that, it just organically came about, and super happy to have him on board, and definitely couldn't have hoped for a better business partner for the festival.
Absolutely. I was able to attend when you guys had Cash Doll on, which was incredible because it was so crazy, Curtis, what happened, because I pulled up and I walked up to the security. You have to get through security before you can even get to the event. And the security, I was like, damn, I don't even have a ticket on me. And the security looked at me. He's like, come on, no, get the fuck in here. And I was like, damn, that's love. They just let me walk in. And then I walked up to the gate, and then Curtis Lamar comes from downstage. He sees me. And he's like, come on, let's go. Cash Doll's on stage, let's go. And he lets me come on stage.
I remember it too. I'm like, okay, out here, this is the perfect moment.
And that's when I was like, man, I'm locked in with Curtis forever, because you didn't have to do that, man. And, I got on stage, I was with Ivo in the back. Me and Ivo were just kicking it, watching Cash Doll perform. And you know what struck me about that moment? I looked into the crowd and I was like, I cannot believe how many people are here. It was full, but relaxed full, where it's like full jam packed, but like in a way where people were super comfortable, and you could tell everybody was just super soaked into the performance. And it's really difficult to create these chemistries where people feel so comfortable and united and just enjoying something and just being super focused in on something. So the fact that you were able to craft this by building the trust within people and by building the fact that you're going to have a good time at the show, and that proof of concept shows why it's gotten to the point now where it's getting the recognition it has now, to the point where Tee Grizzley's headlining this year, right?
Yeah.
And that level of artistry, like the fact that he's coming to fuck with the show, shows that not only is he there to be supportive of Detroit, but your event as well, man. How did that come together? And what's been your talks with Tee Grizzley as far as what to expect at the show?
Yeah, it's so we've tried several different things. We went national act that is not based in Detroit. We went national act that is based in Detroit, and either we have had success with both, but we've seen a lot of great success with that Detroit talent that is considered a national act. So Tee Grizzley was automatically somebody who we thought was going to be, great for the festival. I know he does a festival every here and there in the Detroit area, but I just thought this is homegrown, straight out of a backyard. Like we was in a backyard with Backwoods and Bonfires in 2018, and now we're here, right? But I couldn't think of anybody better at this time, at point in time with our festival, to have headline our festival than Tee Grizzley. So absolutely. I mean, that's really was the making from that space. But I'm not sure if you want to add to that.
Yeah, it's just amazing, bro, to be in a space now in music where Detroit has the option for so many mainstream artists, right? And so, like he said, in 2018, still in the backyard, and it's almost felt like that, Backwoods and Bonfires have been able to grow as the Detroit music scene has been able to grow. So as we started to pay attention to that and understand that, we're definitely one of those festivals that's doing as much as we can to embrace that and to be able to, show love to, artists like Tee Grizzley, who's homegrown, and be able to book them and make that marriage happen again, like we were able to do with Vezo, like we were able to do with Cash Doll, so on and so forth. So we super excited about it.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing, right? Like you said earlier, I think Doja Cat was your first artist that you guys had from the mainstream level?
Well, yeah, okay, from the mainstream level, yes. Doja Cat was our first artist that we had, but we, before that, it was more of the B Freeze, Snap Dogg, Rocky Bad. That was, literally in the backyard in Southwest Detroit is a big backyard that we had, and that's where we started at.
For sure.
But yeah, we had the up and coming acts, and then Doja Cat was kind of our first national act back in 2019 that kind of took us to the next level.
And that's the amazing part, right? Like you said, Tee Grizzley being a national act, but being from Detroit, Cash Doll the same way, Vezo the same way, where it's like you can cultivate this from home now. Like you don't have to go get a mainstream artist because the mainstream artists are here. And it's like you get the best of both worlds because everybody knows those people and wants to see those people and wants to support those people. But then also there's a humongous fan base from outside of Detroit that's going to want to come to the show too because they are national acts. So like you said, you built at the same time. Like how long's Backwoods and Bonfires been around for?
Yeah, so it's been around since 2018, right?
Yeah.
And I want to kind of backtrack a little bit too on how me and 50 met, because Backwoods and Bonfires was the super essential, situation to our business partnership.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, let me go ahead and give the story of how I met 50Barz. It was another promoter introducing me to him. He was walking down the street. He had a handful of flyers, right?
Yeah.
So I'm walking with this other promoter. He's like, hey, I want to introduce you to 50Barz. I'm like, okay, perfect. Let's introduce me. I've been hearing his name. I know he's been doing a lot of major concerts and stuff and parties. So I walk up to him. The promoter's like, hey, this is 50Barz. Hey, this is Curtis. He like, nice to meet you, bro. Hey, you need to do this. Just completely ignored me. I'm like, yo. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm trying to do a lot of big things. He's like, that's good. That's great. That's great. Start talking to this other person. completely was like, I'm like, wait, well, I got this company called CrowdFreak. I would love for you to check it out. All right. Maybe another day. Boom, 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 boom. Talking about it. So I'm like, okay, bet. So a lot of people, and what's different about me is, and I call that a peon moment, right? Because he was just like, I don't feel like talking to this peon guy right here. I don't know what is a CrowdFreak, right?
He make it sound so bad.
Oh, it was
really
terrible.
wasn't this.
It was terrible. But some people would take that and be like, oh, bet he just peoned me. Like, screw him. I'm about to, do my own thing. I'm not going to figure it out. I knew what his value was in Detroit and to the nightlife aspect of it. So instead of me taking it personally, which I took it personally, instead of me taking it personally, I decided to prove it a different way of my value to nightlife, because I was still trying to figure it out. But I know one thing that I was good at, and that was showcases. That's where artists compete and they win a spot on a show or win a cash prize. I was real good at showcases, right? And I know he did concerts, and I wasn't there yet with paying for concerts and stuff. So I said, okay, bet. Let me give a clip note version of this. So next time I got to encounter 50Barz, he had a Jeezy show at Michigan State, and he was selling a slot. And I talked to that other promoter and said, hey, tell him give me one of those slots, and I'm going to make him the most money he ever made off a slot. He was selling those slots for probably $1,000 or something like that, right? I was like, tell him to give me that slot. Let me run a showcase for it, right? Boom, fast forward. We run a showcase. The showcase did like $5,500.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We made $5,500. I gave him all of the profit.
Wow.
So I paid the DJ, paid for security, all the rest of that. I gave him $4,000 for one slot that he was selling for $1,000. And I said, and my wife at the time, because we didn't really have that much money, she just like, she was my girl at the time. She just like, why are you giving him all the money? Like, just give him something. I'm like, no, because he got to see who I am and what I do, because I know that something important can come from this.
Yes.
I gave him the whole $4,000, and since then, we've been best friends. Inseparable from that day. Unfortunately, it has something to do with money. But, yes. But, I mean, if you want to talk to that, then I can talk about Backwoods and Bonfires.
So everything he said was partially true. Just to give context, though, I was walking down that street with a handful of flyers because I was in the middle of running an event. Right. And so in the midst of it, I had issues going wrong with the event. So it was just, everybody know, like, you be in the club and somebody like, yo, bro, let's try to work. Let's try to build. And it's just like, I'm in the middle of work.
Because you get 1,000 of those conversations a day, right?
You feel
so
me?
it's like, oh, shit.
You feel me? But but money talks, right? So he did exactly what he said, and I definitely seen it. And what it is I work regular nightlife scene. So the more used to like bottle popping and stuff like that. And like he said, he was good at the showcases. And we found a great middle ground with doing festivals, right? Because all of the crowds are able to kind of tap in, and we create this really fun environment for everybody to kind of meet at once.
Yes.
And so I think that's also what makes Backwoods like. We have so many different backgrounds and people that's helping us put it all together that when we get this like one melting pot of like gumbo of different ideas and stuff, it creates something real beautiful. So that's what we bring to the city.
And just backtrack a little bit more. Doja Cat situation is a very unique story in itself too, because at the point I'm two Backwoods and Bonfires in, 50 and one of our former partners, Danny Preston. They came to me and said, "Yo, you know what you got with Backwoods and Bonfires?" I literally was about to stop because we wasn't making no money off of it. I was going into this accelerator for the business, and they were telling me, "Hey, that's hobbies. Don't work on that. You should just focus on CrowdFreak." And I was about to give up on it and just focus on my CrowdFreak work. And these two came to me and was like, "Yo, Backwoods is bigger than what you think it is, right?
Yes.
You need to actually really take it serious." I'm like, "Okay, bet." And they was like, "All right, so we want to book an artist." I'm like, "No, this is only up and coming artists. I'm not booking no national acts." They like, "Yo, book a national act to take your festival to a next level, and you can always come back to it." I.e., Tee Grizzley right now. Beautiful. Great job with that, though. You know what I'm saying? Now we back here. But I was so against Doja Cat. They just like, "We'll pay for her. We'll pay for her. Don't worry about it. We're going to pay for it."
How much did she cost at the time?
At the time, which is crazy because she about close to $1 million to book right now, she was $12,500.
Wow, man.
$12,500.
And we got scammed.
We did get scammed.
We got scammed at first. Went through a faulty booking agent, which is a part of the game. For those that's interested in it, you definitely want to check your credentials and make sure you're dealing with the right people. We got scammed. We start pushing her, and then the people reached out
because she seen it.
People.
She like, "I'm not on no show. I don't know what y'all talking about." And we like, "Wait, so you're not on the show for $3,000?" We thought at the time, and she like, "No, I'm $12,500." And 50 and Danny was like, "Yo, we gonna pay for it. Don't worry about it."
Wow,
they paid for it, and literally took our festival to the next level because she blew up right after that. Like literally 2 months after that, she was out of here. So it worked out because we got her literally in the backyard. The videos is in a backyard, and now she's doing arena tours. You feel me?
Man, humble fucking beginnings, bro.
Humble.
For
Getting
sure.
scammed and then throwing a great show, and then the artist blows up, and then it's like, man, you got that proof of concept. It's all about proof of concept, right? Every year by year, it's proof of concept and building the community over time, and eventually that community becomes an army. And that's what I look at when I look at CrowdFreak. I look at an army of upcoming artists and entertainers and people involved in the scene that are helping it grow, helping each other, helping gain awareness for the platform itself, and they have the reason to because it's been such a positive force in their lives. I've spoken to people who said without CrowdFreak, they don't know where they would be right now because they had nothing to look forward to or they had nothing to commit to. But now that they're so committed to something like that, they feel like there's a chance that they can do something big with their lives. So it's not only just a big thing for the audience and the community of people watching, but also the people that are involved in CrowdFreak itself, which is incredible, man.
Fire. That's fire.
Talk about getting it to the point that it is now as far as you're on a scale with every major artist from Detroit knows who you are and people from around know who you are. Have you had to say no to people? Have you had to say no to certain things that you never thought you would say no to as far as maybe booking or as far as what people want to take and turn it into? And how did you handle that if you did have to say no to anything?
Yeah, so first and foremost, answering the first part of your question, which was how do we get it to where we got it to? And if this could be a clip, that'd be great.
Yeah.
These people right here. Shout
Backwoods.
out to Backwoods Cigars. We wouldn't be able to have taken it to the level of where we taken it to if Backwoods Cigars didn't give us a chance, because they could have just sued us for using Backwoods. But they seen these young black men coming together to build something great, and they said, "Hey, we're gonna give them a chance," and they gave us a chance. And without not only just their sponsorship financially, but what they do at the festival. If you come to Backwoods and Bonfires, you see so much Backwoods branding. They brought a trailer before. They bring planes. They do all type of amazing branding things that, again, is that, that final proof of concept that, hey, we are a festival that can be invested to, not only financially, but just the value of promotion and branding. So shout out to, their true raps just came out, but shout out to Backwoods, man, and everything they do for us here at Backwoods and Bonfires.
Sure.
So yeah, shout out to them. Everybody over there at Matrix Marketing too, for helping us with Backwoods.
Sure.
Have I had to say no? You want to know something crazy, man?
What's up?
I said no to Sexy Red for Backwoods and Bonfires.
Yeah.
Either 2019. I think it was the same year. Whenever she came in, making my way downtown, when that came out,
yeah.
she DM'd CrowdFreak to get on Backwoods and Bonfires. And I just was like, I can get you on there, but I don't know if I can get you a payment. Right then and there, I think the payment was like $2,500. Oh my goodness, just looking back at it. Woo. It was like $2,500. And she was like, just get my flight and just give me a little bit of cash after that. And I said, I just can't. We couldn't afford it. At the time, we just couldn't afford it. Like, right? They was already doing Doja Cat, and I'm like, I'm not about to try to get into their pockets anymore. Right? So that one was another one.
Damn, son.
4-2 Doug.
What happened with 4-2?
We just didn't have the funding. We just didn't have the funding to do it. This is before all of it. You know what I mean? This before, getting signed and all the rest of that, it was Backwoods and Bonfires. Again, it's like 2018, I think. And he tapped in and said, hey, I think the budget was even smaller than that, like maybe 1,000 to 1,500. And then again, it's one of those things where you can't get all your Doja Cats. You know what I mean? Because you don't have a 50 and Danny. You know what I'm saying? To fund it. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you this, man. The biggest blunder I ever had was said hit me up, Hands Up Management. He's like, I got this artist named Rob49. I want to get him on your podcast. And I was like, I don't know Rob49. I was like, who's Rob49, bro?
Yeah, he hit us up.
I went through his page. I looked at the numbers. I was like, these numbers are cool, but I don't really know him. And then says like, trust me. I was like, bro, and there was no charge. No charge. I was just like, bro. I was like, you feel me, bro? I was sitting there like I was sweet. I was like, man, you know what, bro? Like, nah, I'm cool. I don't know this dude. Man, 2 weeks later, bro. This dude was all over St.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah, what the hell, right? Like, bro, I could have had a Rob49 interview.
Oh, my goodness.
You know what, too? And it wasn't just that I missed the Rob49 interview. I think what happened, because, Seth's so connected, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I should have just listened to the dude. And I think after that, Seth was kind of like, all right, my boy, like, I tried to throw you a bone, so I can't really throw you no more bones after that. So not only did I miss the Rob49 interview, but that access I had to, like, major artists coming through, like, I think he felt that, like, damn, bro, I tried and you turned me away. So it's a lesson to share with everybody, man, including Sexy Red and everything. It's like, it's hard, but you got to kind of really look into it sometimes.
Yeah. You got to see the future.
You got it.
Shout out to Sid, because he hit us up about Backwoods and Bonfires and Rob49 too in the early stages. Shout out to Hands Up Management.
Say yeah? Did you say Rob49?
No, we didn't. We
did.
Man.
We're
we dropped the ball too, man. We dropped the ball too.
Shout out to Sid, because apparently he doing what he need to do for his.
Shout out to Sid, man.
Shout out.
I mean, you know what? I was so stupid too, because the guy, I had him on my podcast. He's telling me about his connection with Eminem and Big Sean and all this thing. I'm like, listen, I'm like, hell yeah. And it's like, hey, let me throw you this bone real quick. I got this right in front of you. And it's like, nah, like, what are you doing, bro? The guy, like, that's how stupid we are. You know what I realized, Curtis, and you know this better than anybody else, man. When an artist thinks they're hot, you can't talk to them anymore. Like, it's like there is no conversation. It's like they just think, like, that's it. I made it. I'm hot. And then when they cool down, that's when they circle back, like, oh, is that opportunity still there? And it's like, nah, man, like, it doesn't really work like that for real, right? Like, I know you experience that a lot. When you give people opportunity and they reject it, and it's like, it's hard to circle back with them. When they come back, it's kind of hard, like, to throw that bone because they turned you down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we see it in nightlife heavily. You know what I mean? They get a hot song and they'll go from 15,000 to 60K.
Yeah.
And they'll go try to mark it out and come back like, yo, hey man, how that 15,000 looking? And then at that point, they were at least a little bit hotter, right? When we asked for the 15, they said 60. Now that you done died down, we're seeing it with somebody right now. We're not even gonna say it with about that artist, but we're seeing it right now who was trying to max us out with a payment, and now we hearing about all these things, and it's like, yo, my price is even lower than what y'all offered now, and it's just like,
so how do you handle the balance between, you're a businessman. I know you guys are both businessmen. Mm-hmm. You try to look at the numbers, right? But is there any equation of doubt that comes when it comes to a proposal of an offer. Like, is there any moment where you're like, damn, this artist did me wrong or disrespected me, or like we said, like they put a high ball on their price on me and now they're circling back? Do you put that in an equation, or is like, no, let's just talk about numbers? Who cares about everything else? Who cares about emotion? Who cares about ego? Forget all the other stuff.
It's a few things I'll speak to on that, because a lot of time, like Kurt is the nice one when it come to that. In my opinion, I'm really on that. You know what I'm saying? And so, and it's a crazy thing. And I know, like, maybe some of the artists can maybe even help us. The main thing that we see that we need help with when it comes to booking artists is them wanting to promote it too. Right, you know what I mean. It's never like a payment issue. We'll figure that out. We get that negotiated. We paying on time. We paying ahead of time. Your back end is there. Your writer is there. We do everything we can on our end. And a lot of times they only want to post the day of. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to post on their page. They want to put it in their story. And to me, like, professional disrespect is big for me. That'll get me madder than anything. And for me, like, you didn't care. Like, you didn't care to help us get your fans out. That, you know what I'm saying? We're paying you for you to get your fans out in this area. And so by you giving them 6 hours notice to come see you, it's impossible to really help us be effective. So it's like, you know, a lot of times if I feel like I'm only paying you for me to figure out how to push your likeness, for me to figure out how to make people want to come see you, that's really the biggest thing. It's just like, we paying your ticket, we giving you what you feel like you worth for what you asking for. Now help us, help the brand. Yes. Or we do a great show and they use the footage and don't tag the festival. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't show every year don't show no love and say, you know, this is who brought me. They'll just put that clip book me. This is what I can do. And you didn't, essentially, you didn't do this because you didn't even tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? So those are probably, and I'm sure a lot of people throw concerts, festivals, nightlife, like, probably will agree and feel us on that. Like, that's the biggest part, bro. Yeah. Is just like getting the help from the artists to bring the bodies out. You know, and what luckily, I mean?
We good marketers, right? CrowdFreak is a good marketing company. 50Barz, we got amazing influencers. Shout out to our influencers, DJs, vendors, hosts, promoters, artists. Shout out to them because, you know, luckily we got that community you was talking about, L, earlier about building that community. We have a very solid, beautiful community. So we do have a little bit more of an advantage. But just think what we could do if the headlining artist was more involved with actually, you know, promoting and pushing the event. And that's why I'm happy that, like, you know, Rocky Bad, right? I'm Rocky Bad's manager. Shout out to her. And I have her page, right? You know, so like anytime somebody book her, I'm double down and post, because I see both sides, right? Yeah. I see the artist side of it, you know, like, hey, I don't want to put a flyer all over my page, da-da-da-da. And then I see the manager side of it. I see the promoter side of it, like, as a promoter. So I understand when Rocky gets booked, I'm going to go hop in on her page and push it in her story, push it on her page so that promoter can feel like, yo, I'm about to book this artist again because this artist truly helped out. Like Sukiana, when we just booked Suki for Canabana, she was posting all the time. I love Detroit, man.
Shout out to Suki.
Shout out to Suki. She went crazy, and that event went crazy. Coincidentally, right? Right. So you know, it's just one of those things where if artists could understand that, all my headline artists out there in the world, like, just help the promoter push, because I see both sides. I'm a manager and I'm a
but you're getting
promoter.
paid, like, to market. Like, you're not
100%.
Yeah, like, you're an artist and you're getting paid to promote the event. You're not only getting paid to be there. If you could just teleport into the show, do the show and leave, that wouldn't help the show get promoted. Nobody would know you're there. So it's like, part of paying an artist is they're going to promote it, therefore people attend it because of the fact that they're there, and then they're going to give the show as well. So it's like, that's a whole package to me. I always wondered why promoters didn't have a stipulation in the contract that says
we do. But what are we going to do? Sue them? Like,
yeah.
I mean, you going to sue?
Yes, yes, that could, you know what I'm saying? That could happen.
But we never did it before.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, because what happens is, kid, like, we already put it out that they're coming, right? You already put that on your name. So it's like at that point you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? But me, once again, a little different than Kurt, I have a conversation at the time of, you know, the back end, like we got to talk about it, like yo, what's going on? Like this was in the contract, this is what you were paid to do. Now you ready to, you know, count out your back end, like what are we doing? Because everything wasn't fulfilled. Like I'm not scared to speak to it.
No, 50Barz. Listen, talking about yin and yang, right? I'm the nice guy. I am the nice guy. I'd be like, it's okay that you didn't post. 50 would be like, you're not getting paid. Like that happened. That literally happened. It was a whole social media thing. Yeah. And he didn't pay the artist. He said, you're not getting paid. You can go up there if you want to, but we don't even need you up there because you didn't bring none of these people. Facts. We had to double down and pay for ads and do all this other stuff. And we had to change the name of the event to get it here. But me, I would have gave him the money and said, okay, next time we're going to talk. He don't pay him, right? So that's, again, that's one of those things, holding the artist accountable. 50's very good at that, you know, and I'm trying to work on being that type of person. But it makes sense though, for sure. But that's why, you know, we work well together because he holds the artist accountable, and I just focus on what I can market. If I can't market the artist, if I got to push the artist double time because they're not helping, I just do that. 50 handles the whole, you know, here's your punishment for not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
And mind you, we don't expect the artist to pack it out for us either, right? Yeah. Like we kind of go over a rule of thumb, like we have, like, if you can bring like just a certain amount, if I'm confident that you can bring a certain amount of what I'm paying, I hold it accountable on us to do the rest.
I want to ask you a question about this. This is very interesting, and I mean, if you guys can't answer it, it's all good. But just to giving a gauge, how much is an artist worth per 100 people that they bring in? Like, when you look at an artist and you're like, okay, how many people can he bring? How much are you valuing how much 100 people is worth to you as how much you're going to pay them to promote?
It differs, bro, because of the fact that this is going to, you know, the artist is not always what brings it. It has a lot to do with like what you put with the artist, the type of event that you're able to curate around the artist.
We stopped doing Blank Blank Live a long time ago.
Yeah.
We doing Glow Party with Blank Blank. We're doing Freaknik
with Blank Blank.
We doing Freaky Tiki Luau event. Yeah. We do a bunch of other things because it's about the experience. I'm giving too much juice out right now, but you know what I'm saying? There you go. Here's some gems for you other guys out there.
Yeah, man, give people some
you can't. This is a Kid L exclusive.
Right.
Real talk. It's not about the artist, really. It's about what experience you build around them. And if you're building an experience that people want to go to, we are so broke in 2025. It is it's a great depression right now, right?
Yeah,
so if you thinking you about to do somebody live, it's over with. It has to be experience tied to it. People got to feel like I'm getting out the house. I'm broke. I spent my last dollar, but at least I'm walking out happy. My spirit is cleansed. I'm ready to go back home. I'm ready. I go to this event and I'm motivated, right? So that's what we try to build, right? And that's the difference. So I know 50 rule of thumb is like if they can bring either their booking back, like so if we pay somebody 40, if they can bring us 40, or if they can even bring us 20K back in dollars, then that was valuable because that 20K of people is going to promote this event. Like, yo, you come. So that is going, that we got 20K worth of promoters that's going to promote this event saying they're going. So if you can bring that back, that is good enough for us. You know what I'm saying? As a rule of thumb. So it's really like half to all, you know, is where we really kind of set it. Well, at least, you know, I said it there.
I want to ask you guys a Instagram post question if we have a couple seconds to do that real quick.
Yeah.
This is a recent promoter issue that had happened, not in Detroit. I'm not going to put you guys in that type of spot.
No.
But let's see, where is it? He's sitting on a couch. Let me see. Give me just a couple seconds. I'm going to find it for you guys.
You good. Take your time.
It ended up being 50Barz on the couch with no shirt on.
Something else to say too while Kid looking that up, just in regards to Kurt dropping gems, like one thing that we want to say, and for those that know, and for those that don't, you know now, tap in with us too. Like we also help curators here as well, right? Like it's not a situation where everything we do is in house. You know, like shout out to Smoke Promotions, shout out to Carla Ray, the CEO. Like
C-Road.
Yep, C-Road. Just to kick it with him earlier. There are a lot of, you know, and out of town. Right, like it's
Juice Wars tapped in with us.
Juice Wars. Shout out to Juice Wars. We just did the Michigan Greek picnic and helped them. Like, so we all about it. It's not just us, right? Like we look around and we see other events going on, and we definitely are down to utilize our talents and our knowledge, and because you know we all learning. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's ever too old to learn. So we love working with new people and helping out with that as well.
So I can't find the exact post, but there was an artist that basically had said that he canceled his shows because not enough people bought tickets to the show.
Oh, we seen that. You sent it to me. Was it Lil Duval?
Yeah, Lil Duval. So
Yeah.
So Lil Duval canceled his shows because he didn't get enough tickets sold. But a lot of people in the comments were saying that, I think it was Louisiana, that it's a
Duval Day. It's something like that.
And that they said that like you should have just kept the show going because a lot of people buy tickets to those events last minute.
Woo!
So how does that work?
Man, this is incredible.
Yeah.
This is a great question, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you start it off.
It's a scary place to be, bro. That's just the culture of it a lot of time in urban events. Like it's a who's who. So sometimes people wait to see who else going before they pull the trigger. You know, it's a lot that goes into it, and we see like, unfortunately, for a lot of these monster events, your last 72 hours is telling you whether you kind of might win or lose, right? In regards to that, when you get in a space, and it don't always go that way, right? And so the goal is to be in a space where it's not, but when you up and coming, it's normality. And with Lil Duval, you know, not sure how much he's thrown events in the past, but him being an entertainer, you always on the other side. So when you step, you know, you're accustomed to just stepping on stage, seeing thousands of people, and you're thinking, you know, that's how it go. And it can be how it go, but you don't know the stress that promoter then went through, waiting on these tickets to sell, figuring out different marketing tactics to get it to sell, so on and so forth. So unfortunately, it's a normality that he just got kind of got hip to.
He might have been a little premature on it, especially if people like, what are you talking about? Like, we was coming in the comments, right?
I want you to break it down for everybody, Curtis. Like, how does your perspective of what you saw the post was, and how you break down what's happening to artists at those moments?
I seen it two ways, because actually 50 is the one who sent it to me. Like, he sent it to me on Instagram, and I seen it two ways. Number one is, was it premature? 87% of our tickets is going to be for Backwoods and Bonfires is going to be sold this week. We do 13% of ticket sales before the week of. How crazy does that sound? Do you know how scary that is? do you understand how scary it is to know that everybody in this, and specifically in urban culture, I'm gonna say urban, because I could say black, but I'm gonna say urban, right?
Right.
The urban culture and ticket sale buying is very, very last minute. So first thing I thought was maybe a little bit premature because he didn't understand that that's what's gonna happen. You know, I don't. Now, when people say, "Oh, your walk up's gonna be big," I don't. If you get into where you looking at hoping that your walk ups come up, it's over with. You don't look for anything at the door. Week of, yes. Week of, if you wait until the week of and ticket sales starting to pick up, blah blah blah, then you're gonna be green. But if you like, oh man, it's 72 hours out and I ain't got nowhere near enough money, I'm hoping to get walk ups. Walk ups ain't coming. If your ticket sales not doing well before that during that week of or beforehand, it's not gonna do well. So I just think, number one, maybe he was a little premature into canceling the show, because they were gonna buy, and he didn't know that because he's on the event side of it. And secondly, I just think that I don't know. I think it's one and the same thing. You just gotta wait and wait it out as
Tell
much
me the
as you can.
percentage. What in your mind? What is just generally for most people that are promoting parties? The week before, what's your percentage of tickets that are averagely sold, and then the week of, and then before the show itself, what's the percentages of ticket sales normally?
It's really is way higher. Whatever it is, it's more. The higher percentage is going to be before. I mean, during the week of. It's never really a chance where you can have 70% ticket. You can if you're doing a big tour, if you Drake or Kendrick Lamar, right? Obviously, Beyonce, those ticket sales go a little bit more crazy. But for a festival side, yeah, it's definitely up and coming party concert world. You definitely gonna see a 50+% of your tickets sold the week of.
What's the most desperate thing that you have to do when the event's about to come up and you feel like you haven't sold enough tickets?
Get on the Kid L podcast.
That's fucked up, man. Hey, what? Hey, man.
That's good though.
What do you mean?
That's good though. If you need to sell some tickets, get on the Kid L podcast. I.e., we right here. Listen, this is the man to go to. This is who you need to see. You think this is by chance? We need to sell some more tickets, man. So, no, but I mean,
I invited you on here, man. What are you talking about? I told you to come on here. You guys come.
No, I hit you up. Remember? I hit you up about me and Vezo, and then you was like, "Oh, you know what? I might be able to squeeze you in. Oh, next Monday." And that's how it happened.
Yeah, but I was gonna hit you up anyway.
Oh yeah, see, there it is. Listen,
Look at God.
look at God. So look, no, but real talk. Like, I mean, we are in a very comfortable space with our ticket sales, but obviously we want to sell out. So the Kid L podcast is probably the biggest marketing podcast that you can get on. Everybody, this is well worth it.
1,000%.
It would change your brand. It would change you as an artist. It would change you overall. We not here by chance. We know what this can do for the festival and can do for the brand and brand recognition, not just locally but nationally, right?
Sure.
So that's why we here, right? But what can you do? You start hitting up all the. I mean, we're talking events, right? We're sticking with events, right? Hit up every local aspect, every Detroit Rap Daily, Detroit Rap News, V-Live Keys, what else is there? Oh,
the Hip Hop
Detroit
Lab, man.
Hip Hop Lab. Metro Detroit News. Metro Detroit News. They're a little bit on the more expensive side, but it works.
I can't even get in contact. How much do they charge, man?
It's up there.
Tell me off camera, man.
I'm gonna tell. I thought you were about to say, "Tell me right now." I'm like, I don't want to tell you, but
what's up, Metro Detroit News?
Can
you at least acknowledge a motherfucker? Like, goddamn.
Yeah, it's pricey, but man, it's so worth it,
Effective.
man. Once they post us, you see 6,000 likes, over 3,000 shares, and our ticket sales just go crazy. We got another post. We just did a post yesterday. We got another one coming up this week. But Metro Detroit News is a good one too, for sure.
I hope you guys don't get upset, but I'm a fan of hardships. Okay, I like to hear the hardships.
Yeah.
What was the worst return on investment you've ever had? You don't have to name any names, but just the caliber of the artist, and what was the worst return on investment that you ever saw?
It's hard without naming the names. I know
in
you
the
said. Nah, I wasn't even about to say that. Midwest Greek Picnic, he told him to stay at the crib.
When? So yeah, we're not gonna say no names, Black Boy JB. But yeah, no, we're not gonna say no names. We're not about saying names like Black Boy JB, right? So we're not about that. But yeah, we had it happen to us.
Yeah, we just told
go
him.
ahead. You can. This was our L from both of us. I guess.
Yeah. We worked on it together. It was so bad, bro. It was one of them situations. We just told him to stay. Like
we paid him.
We paid him the front end.
The front end, which was more than what we usually pay. You usually pay half. We paid him like 75% of the front end, which we never did again. That was the first and last time we did it. We paid him 75% of his front end, right? And literally, I think the day before. Remember, now this is why I said, I guess we had one of those times where it happened. The day before, we sold like 3 tickets. Three tickets to his concert.
3 tickets?
Yeah. We ain't gonna say his name.
1, 2, 3?
Yeah, just 1, 2, 3. Black Boy JB. Right, but like, listen, I'm just rhyming. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody. I'm just busting a rap. That's all I'm doing.
So
yeah, we sold 3 tickets the day before, and we just said. So listen, we lose that. What was it? It's like $15K. We paid $25,000 for him, and we paid $15K for his back end. We just said keep the $15,000 and just don't come, because that way we don't have to pay you the other whatever amount that was left over, the $10K.
You waste your time.
We said just keep the $15K and don't pull up, because we sold 3 tickets. We're canceling this. We had a whole weekend, thank God. Yeah. So we had his concert on Friday. Then we had the picnic on Saturday. And then we had the pool party with Safari on Sunday, which was the biggest event that we did make money wise that weekend.
What error did you guys make in judgment to think that you were going to sell more tickets? Was it just like the fan base here didn't like him, or did you think it was just his pages kept like? I don't want to get too deep into that. Actually,
Yeah.
But do you feel like you made an error in judgment from perception, or from the fact that maybe he just didn't market it enough? Or like, what was it?
I'm gonna be truthful about mine, but go ahead. What do you think yours was?
It's always a mix, man, because I try not to. This was like early in our time of working together. We had both been doing what we was doing for a while, so I think that was also one of the things where we bumped our head in figuring out where our crowds would mix well, right? Like in regards to me doing straight up nightlife where people are looking at me to celebrate their birthday, pop bottles and that type of thing, and Curse events were mostly showcases where artists are looking. So it was about finding that appropriate marriage of like how to do the events together where both people's crowds would be interested.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of those pitfalls of realizing like that artist just didn't appeal to either side. Right.
Whoever he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? You know what we did that as? Black Boy JB Live. I'm saying his name. We did that as Black Boy JB Live. Nothing around it on that Friday.
Yeah.
Just straight Black Boy JB Live. And this is this is really what it was. Everybody know this, and I get flack for it. I am probably the largest Drake fan on this planet. I am a Drake fan, right? Mm-hmm. And that's when Shoot with the Drake remix with Black Boy JB came out. And that clouded my judgment. I love the song. Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, this about to be crazy. Like everybody loves the song with him and Drake, da da da. And I chose based off me liking the song, and I think that was something that I never did again. I literally don't base it off if I like this artist. I don't even really listen to a lot of music unless it's my artist or some Detroit music. I kind of listen to a little bit of or Drake, but I think that was the first time I made a judgment call. And then we did Doja Cat shortly after that, I believe. And Doja Cat, I didn't even like her music. And that one made me a lot of money. You get what I'm saying? So really, you gotta read the crowd, you gotta read the environment, and not make choices on you as a promoter. I rely heavily on my CrowdFreak team. Shout out to them. We go over, we vote. 50Barz and his team, his nightlife team. We make decisions based off others and not so much off our personal views. And Black Boy JP Live was the last time we ever did that again.
Amazing. I appreciate you sharing that, man. I know that's not easy, but it shows people who are in the same field as you, the back ends of things, and how maybe making emotionally tied decisions or
emotionally tied for sure.
Yeah, can backfire.
Also, I just want to tell them, shout out Black Boy JB. Ain't no love lost. Like it taught us a lesson about like how to do our stuff better.
Because you know what, it might not have been his fault as far as like, no, I got a fan base. They're not your fan. Like they're not gonna fuck with you guys. Yeah. I can't bring my fan base.
And that sometimes can happen too. Because like we said, one thing I will say, like you said, when we booked Doja, like what was like amazing about that booking was you saw her fans.
Yeah,
like,
did.
Like you saw, like you instantly saw like the different nationalities that popped out and stuff like that. And you could just tell like, okay, these are people that are solely here for the purpose of her, because I've never seen these people the day before in my life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I go to Starbucks and I just ask the kids at the Starbucks, like, who are you fans of? Like the younger cats work there, and they're always like, one time I walked up and they're like, oh, Natalie Nunn. I was like, what? And I was like, what?
That's
I was like
crazy.
freaking out. I was like, how do you even know who Natalie is? It's like straight white Polish girl telling me how big a fan. Then the dude in the back was like, oh, I'm a huge fan of Rio de Young OG. I'm like, what? Like I didn't know there was so many people that fuck, like every different demographic fucks with artists in a way you never would have believed. Mm-hmm. But I think I had somebody from Flint on here and he's like, bro, you wouldn't believe how many like Caucasians are in the crowd versus my people. And I'm like, what the fuck's happening right now? But it's like, you just never know, bro. Like you can't judge it. There's no way to judge who listens to whose music or demographic will pull up to who. You never fucking know.
Hip hop is just so universal.
Yeah, bro.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you, like you said, you never know. But like I said, that's all good signs. That's why like the event space is a great space to be in. You just got to really study it and learn it and kind of know your people, know your market, and then you can bubble from it.
For sure. Last question I'm going to ask you guys, man. Do's and don'ts for opening artists, for people that are coming to open for your show. Do's and don'ts for them. And then after that, we'll do do's and don'ts for party promoters.
Oh, man. This is the common misconception, and please clip this out, L. Please.
Yeah.
This is a clip for sure.
I already know what you're gonna say.
Listen. Man, this is the common misconception. It's the 10 minutes versus 3 minute rule.
Oh.
Right? Okay, yeah. So 10 minutes versus 3 minutes. Artists is always like, hey, I want to do 10 minutes. How much can I pay to do 10 minutes? Someone cannot pay me. I've been offered thousands of dollars for someone to pay me to do a 10-minute set, because artists don't understand, because I've been in this field for very long, and I've watched an artist do 3 minutes and the crowd follows him, loves him. When he get off stage, finds him. And then there's a up-and-coming artist that never heard your music before, and you put together a 10-minute set of music they don't know. It's a eternity. It's an eternity. People thinking like, if I get more time, I can win the crowd over. If I'm here to see Tee Grizzley, if I'm here to see Flyboy Kino, Rocky Bad, I'm here to see mainstream artists perform, Be Free, 2 Down Music, right? I'm here to see these artists perform. And you're giving me 10, I got to wait 10 more minutes because you're performing. It's going to be the worst possible experience for up-and-coming artists. So the don'ts is, I always tell artists, do not do long sets. Do not, if somebody offer it to you. I had an artist that was offered for Pride. He was offered like 20 minutes. I said, you're not doing a 20-minute set. You're going to do a 7-minute set. It's going to be the best 7-minute set you ever did. And he thanked me because he like, the crowd loved me. Everybody had a great time because I wasn't trying to figure out how to put together a 20-minute set of 20 minutes of music.
You're putting on a concert at
right,
that
that's what I'm saying. It's not okay. If you're a mainstream artist and everybody know your music, yes, that's fire. That's what you do. But it's the 10 minutes versus 3 minutes. Most of the artists that's performing at Backwoods and Bonfires are only doing 3 minutes. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be the best valuable experience. They're gonna get the most followers and they're gonna get the most situations. So that's number one. And number two, always figure out how to get your social media or your contact information out there. A lot of artists go up there and perform and don't say one time where to follow me at, where to find me at. None of that. That is the worst thing you can do as an artist, because when you gave them that 3 minutes and they're looking up Lulu Macadana Lududu, right? They don't know how to spell that shit. Right, so you gotta literally tell them where to follow you at, not just because you said your artist name 3 or 4 times. I'm Lulu da 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 da. Like, no, you need to tell them You need to tell them where to follow you at the whole situation. Because if you gave them 3 minutes, there's somebody in that crowd is gonna follow you, and you're gonna get your followers and get your fan base back. But that's the biggest misconception. That's the biggest Don't ask me. Don't ask me for nothing. Y'all see the hat. But don't ask me, can you do a 7-10 minute set? I'm doing it to save you.
I mean, borrow that hat, Curtis, man. I need to borrow that.
Oh man, I'm wearing it at Backwoods and Bonfires for sure. Like, don't ask me for nothing. Like, please don't call me to the front door. Don't text me. Don't ask me to get on stage.
My life, bro, when I walk outside is literally misery, bro. Because, like, you know what's crazy about you guys? You guys are in the same life with me, because it's like people know you have opportunity and then they ask you, how do I get that opportunity? And it's like, man, like it's annoying as fuck, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Because you know what, bro? Like, I never did that. Like, I get the whole, because you know what it's like, Curtis.
Yeah.
You know that asking, like you said, you even with 50 earlier, you told a story like you knocked on the door, it wasn't there at that moment, but you kept on knocking and it worked. But that shit is so motherfucking, like, 50 had to have some patience, because if somebody keeps knocking at my door, I'm gonna get fucking pissed,
100%. I mean, you get it with the DMs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like people spamming you with music and spamming you with all these things. There's better ways. Listen, I'm gonna just say it. Spend some money. If you want to get anybody's attention, I mean, that's labels.
Best way to make a friend.
Everything, man.
Curtis, man, you know what it is, bro? Listen, when you're in the entertainment industry, we all know this. It's pay to play until you get paid to play, right?
Facts.
Anytime you're dealing with an artist, producer, anybody, just say, man, look, man, I love what you're doing, bro. What's the ticket on working? Just what's the ticket, bro? Just get to what's the ticket, bro?
What's the ticket? That's the best words you can ever say to anybody. Ticket, and it's not y'all just money hungry. No, it's a business. I have kids. I have a family. I have a team to feed, right? That I gave 50. What did I do? 50Barz peoned me. If we clipping both of these pieces, right? 50Barz peoned me. And what did I give him? I gave him $4,000. And I have made It was probably the best investment of my life. I have made hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million,
Also,
with 50 bars.
I want to add another note to that. Respect, too. When you add respect to the conversation, because even if I was to work with you based off of something you've done or whatever, if you message me or come up to me in person saying like, where my interview? What time my interview? Why didn't you interview me yet? I automatically X'd you out. You know why I X'd you out? Because you just belittled me. Now I have to sit across the couch from somebody for a whole hour that doesn't really think much of me because they can't even approach me with respect. If you were sitting next to Adam from No Jumper and you wanted to interview, I'm almost positive you wouldn't say, where my interview at? Because you respect his platform so much, you're going to say it in a respectful way. And people, no matter what level people are on, if somebody doesn't accept disrespect, they won't accept it no matter what level they're at. No matter what. Even when I was at like the lowest of the low, if you came at me with disrespect or a way where you felt like you were entitled to work with me for whatever reason, I X'd you out like immediately. I didn't want to talk to you anymore. I'm like, I don't want, and that still happens to this day. My DMs, where my interview? Why ain't you interview me? You should do your research on me, little boy. And it's like, bro, what do you think I'm like? Oh yeah, for sure. Come on, bro. Let me talk to you. Let me sit across in it. Like, bro, Curtis, you've been on this couch so much times. Doesn't it feel like the couch is like in its own way a real chemistry to it?
Man,
like,
it's a different dimension, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It really is, and for people to not experience it and watch it and still you don't realize that, and then to still come at you in a crazy way is insane. Like not being able to see the value that happens on here. And if I could do one more, if this could be a guaranteed clip out, can this be a clip out on this?
Yeah.
All right, this is for Backwoods and Bonfires especially, but this is for all of our events. Me and 50Barz do every concert. If I do a concert, it's with 50. If I do a festival, it's with 50. If I do a party, it's with 50. If I do a showcase, sometimes it's by myself. This is a guaranteed, like, I need this to be clipped out. All right. For those artists, Kid L was just talking about it. For those artists who slide in my DM expectant, if you have my phone number expectant, and you haven't worked with me the entire year, I'm talking about, I have a birthday bash every year where I only have artists perform. I don't charge them, and it goes crazy every single year. You don't hit me up for that. You don't hit me up for the showcases. You don't use CrowdFreak distribution. You don't post anything about me. You don't post anything about CrowdFreak. And we doing all this stuff for up-and-coming artists. You don't do any of that, and then you hit me up the week of, 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out for Backwoods and Bonfires. It is crazy. Don't ask me for nothing. Real talk. I'm about to buy this brand and
please
push it out. Don't ask me for nothing. Don't be mad about what stage you get put on. If you haven't talked to me, if you don't consistently kick it with me, you're not Maury Corey, Cuda Boy, Quincy Banks, Rocky Bad, all these people who's helping me year round, helping me succeed, helping me push things forward when I'm broke. When I was at the brokest time in my life, they were with me shooting in the gym, 2 Down Music, shooting with 50Barz, shooting with me in the gym. And then you come to me Backwoods and Bonfire season asking me why I don't got you on the show. Why do I got you on this stage? Why can't I do 10-minute set? Like this, to me, that is the most disrespectful thing. And believe me, I don't drink, I don't smoke, never drunk, never smoked a day in my life. I remember it all. And that's why you're not on Backwoods and Bonfires this year. That's why you're not on any of our other major festivals and concerts, because what, Kid L was just talking about, how y'all feel like it's expectant because you have my phone number or because I follow you back on Instagram. You don't have the decency and respect to kind of check in a full year and push CrowdFreak forward. What is it to drop a song on CrowdFreak distribution? What is it to tag CrowdFreak and something, or say happy birthday Curtis Lamar? You know what I'm saying? Like those things to me, or what are you doing in the community? What are you, it don't always have to be for me. What are you doing for the artist community? What are you giving back to the artist community? What are you doing for the local shows? What are you doing for yourself? Are you on the showcases? Are you that is no better way to piss off Curtis and CrowdFreak and 50Barz when you have not did anything or try to work with us or yourself or the community, but expect to get on one of our large stages with a very large set. That Absolutely. Is the worst thing that you could do.
Because adding value is huge. I was just watching an interview, one of the biggest podcasters in the world, I forget his name, but he's like a humongous podcaster, and he said that one time he was trying to book like Brad Pitt for an interview or something like that. Something crazy like that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Brad Pitt had like a book that he was releasing at the time, And Brad Pitt's like, I'm not coming on your podcast. And the other guy's like, look, I will promote your book, and if you get more sales, if you get more sales throughout the week that I'm promoting it, can you just hop on and do it? And then the guy ended up doing all the sales and helping a lot with the book. And then Brad Pitt's like, all right, I'm going to come do this interview. Because you offered something.
Yeah.
And that kind of broke that barrier, because it shows you're serious and it shows your involvement and it shows that you can convert for that person. Just like with 50. You might have broken them off some bread at that time, but it was a proof of concept. Like, I can keep doing this. I can keep doing this.
Proof of concept was it, bro.
Exactly. Fellas, man, can we shout out the event one more time and what we got coming up, and also other events that we can look forward to throughout the year?
Yeah, so obviously Backwoods and Bonfires, the greatest event ever created in the city of Detroit, in the world. No, but that's happening July 19th. This happened to be this upcoming Saturday. Super excited. 3 stages, food trucks, local vendors. We changed it up a little bit, which we're about to start promoting a lot more today. And we got an inflatable game section, inflatable footballs, things that people can run through, like Hungry Hippo. Like, literally, you can strap yourself and play Hungry Hippo. It's all adults. You know, this is an adult event, right? But we have a inflatable game area. We have a bounce house. Not a bounce house, inflatable club that will have silent headphones in there as well. So we're making it a lot more interactive this year, so we're super excited about that. But Backwoods and Bonfires for sure. And then you can just follow CrowdFreak, follow 50Barz. 50Barz, he's gonna talk to you about a lot of his weekly events. But y'all can see any of our upcoming concerts. We might be working with a few companies, with G Herbo that's coming to the city in August. That's gonna be a very big fest-like event. But if you follow CrowdFreak, you'll see any of the upcoming things that we got coming up as far as events and festivals for the summer and throughout the year. New Year's Eve, Halloween, and some other major things too. So
incredible. Yeah. Anything you want to add to that, 50?
Yeah. So myself, I mean, every Friday, Society Detroit, I'm actually assistant manager over there. Shout out DJ Lish, the manager, and the whole team over there. So Society Detroit every Friday, Club Blue every Saturday. Been there for 5 years, rocking out. Shout out to the whole team, Pyro, everybody over there. Appreciate y'all. We own a silent headphone company called Hush. We travel that different cities. About 7 or 8 different cities around the world, doing different silent headphone events, run a lot of ad and work with different partners in every market. So that's a really fun activation. Those headphones will be featured in that inflatable club at Backwoods and Bonfires.
Shout out Royal Experience.
Yep. Shout out Royal Experience. Those are our partners on that. And then right after we get done with Backwoods and Bonfire, we work with an amazing marketing company called WagerWire, and we're going to be doing some big things with them, actually bringing a lot of job opportunities to the city of Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Being able to do some marketing and things like that. So we're going to be rolling that out soon and continuing to try to, give back to the culture, give back to the community, do our part with it.
Absolutely. Curtis, is there anything else you wanted to add?
Pull up to Backwoods and Bonfires this upcoming Saturday, man.
Pull
We
up.
need the whole city there, man. Let's make history. Mary Sheffield.
Oh, Mary Sheffield.
Mary
Shout out Mary
Sheffield.
DJing. She's doing a DJ set at Backwoods and Bonfires.
It's going to be crazy.
Shout out to Mary Sheffield.
DJ Sheffield.
DJ Sheffield.
It's going down.
Go vote. Go vote. Go vote. Go vote.
For sure.
Yep. And then we got 2 official after parties for Backwoods and Bonfires. We got one at the Orchid Theater in Ferndale, indoor, outdoor, with Flyboy Keno. It's going to be a glow party. That's going to go crazy. And then we got another one at Club Blue. And that's going to be Vezo stopping by, and we're celebrating him being a part of the Backwoods and Bonfires team. So at Club Blue. So 2 after parties, the festival, all this Saturday, July 19th. We hope to see y'all, the whole city coming out. We're going to have a good, safe time.
Absolutely.
It's going down.
Fellas, man, like I said, I've been watching you, Curtis, since 2017, man, 2018. Roughly around the time First Day Out had dropped. And I remember the city like really exploding with sound and getting awareness from the mainstream, and a lot of people gravitating to the Detroit sound, a lot of people getting picked up and getting the spotlight put on them. And as well, that came with that was the festivals, man. Backwoods and Bonfires and everything that came with all the other mini festivals that happened throughout the year. And all I remember is seeing such like a positive commitment to putting on legendary shows in a safe environment. And people, when they post afterwards about their experience, it's always of the greatest regards to the events themselves, because they are exceptional. And I've been to I go to so many events where I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this bullshit? But your events are like state of the art, where it feels like you're at you know what it feels like? It feels like some crazy ass indie corporation with millions and millions of dollars came in and like literally created this festival. And it's like, yo, where the fuck did this pop up from? But people don't know it's the mind of Curtis Lamar, man, the mind of 50. And you guys are putting these things together to give people an exceptional experience, bringing together the culture, the community. And my favorite part about it, yes, I love the audience. I love the people that are watching and getting to enjoy the experience. But my favorite thing about CrowdFreak is the community from within. The people that are involved with it, from Q-Man to Two Down Music to Rocky Bad, that are really involved in bringing it together and showing the support. And even now, the mainstream artists are putting it together from Detroit, like Icewear Vezo, Tee Grizzley, Cash Doll showing love, and everybody that's truly committed to making sure people know this is a incredible event that everybody should be a part of. I'm just proud of the fact that you guys got it to this point and you never stopped. I'm glad you didn't stop when you thought you should stop, man. I'm glad it got to this point. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger till it becomes a multi-billion-dollar event corporation.
My guy.
Last thing I wanted to say, man, I'm doing my best to come to the event. To be honest, the only reason I want to come, because it's such an exceptional experience, the only thing that's holding me back is the last 3 events I've been to, bro. My head has been... Y'all don't understand what it's like to be a podcaster, man. Like, hey, bro, this shit's crazy. Hey, bro, when you're at the event, nobody can, like, if everybody's pulling you and pulling you and pulling you and pulling you, I know how it feels to be a rapper now, and that's the only thing stopping me.
Is there a way? So we have a backstage area this year, right? Is there a way to get you backstage with all the food and Red Bull?
Here's the thing about it, bro.
You don't have to. I mean, you still gonna have to worry about some people,
bro. You know what it's like, Curtis.
Oh yeah, I know. I tell you, I know. I go to the mall and have to deal with it.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And so after the Juneteenth event, Chanel invited me to the Juneteenth event. It was incredible. But I swear to God, the janitor came up. He said, "Listen, bro, I got a story. You feel me?" And I'm like, "Oh my God!" But
I was the first to ever mop.
I started Jiffy Lube. No, but I'm gonna do my best in the world to come there, man. And even if I don't pull up, man, which I'm gonna do everything. I know my energy. You know my energy every time the Backwoods and Bonfires. My energy always pulls me there.
Oh, yeah,
One time I was with my girl. We had like the worst night ever. The worst night, and that's the Cash Doll night. I was like, my car just started turning towards the event. I was like, oh shit! Like that's how everybody is.
You know
man.
what's crazy? I know that's not a lie. Because you walked up with no tickets.
Oh, yeah.
You walked up with no tickets and was like...
I was at the security.
Just a man with a dream and got all the way to the stage right before Cash Doll went up.
I swear to God,
like,
bro.
It was fate, right?
Yeah. And it goes to what we said earlier, man. People's energies get pulled at the last moment. So hopefully that's what happens too, man. I know a lot of people are already purchasing tickets, but hopefully last minute everybody makes the best decision of their life. Pull up the Backwoods and Bonfires. I'll do my best to see you guys there. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, man. We had your boy